Hello and welcome to this webinar for the new Quality, HSE and Security Assurance application. Please note that this webinar will cover how to register and process issues in the new QHSES application. We will hold a separate webinar on January 13th covering the setup of the QHSES module. The agenda for today is to give you a brief introduction to the new application along with some practical information. We will then take a look at what has been changed and how this will affect you as a user. We will finish off with the demo of the new application, followed by questions at the end. My name is Randi, and the subject of this webinar is how to work in the new QHSES application. Please note that this webinar will be recorded for training purposes, so if you have any questions, please feel free to ask using the chat functionality or save them to the end of this session. I kindly ask you to mute yourselves during the presentation and unmute by the end if you have any questions or comments. The QHSES issues or QIS application will replace the QAR application. It is used to register and process issues such as incidents, observations, improvement suggestions, or any deviation from standard operating procedure. The release also features new reports for issues and actions, along with several new widgets for easy access to key figures and status view. The new QIS application is equipped with the new and user-friendly interface, making it easier to keep track of all registered issues. The new module is easily accessible from the RamBase toolbar, allowing you to create new issues from anywhere in RamBase. It is also available on the mobile application. The release includes a new administrative tool called QIS Admin, where we provide a user-friendly, flexible, and translatable setup tool. This will allow you to set up the new module after your company's requirements. The setup of this module will be covered in the next webinar. And finally, the module comes with a separate dashboard with many new and useful widgets for easy tracking of key figures. The new QIS application will replace the QAR application. The QIS application is turned on with the setting, and once it is activated, it will no longer be possible to register new QAR issues. All QAR issues will, of course, be available in the QAR application, but the possibility to add new QARs will be removed. New issues will instead be created and processed in the QIS application. Migrating QAR issues over to QIS will not be available, but companies with a relatively low number of QARs could manually register them as QIS issues, preferably with a reference to the QAR number. We recommend companies to complete open QARs to avoid having to move over a high number of issues to QIS. Now a demo of the new application. You can enter the QHSES issues or QIS application by searching for QIS in the program field, or by selecting QHSES in the RamBase menu, then corrective and preventative actions, and finally QHSES issues. A new issue can be created several ways. The first way is to create it directly from the QIS application by pressing the Create Issue button. The second way is to create it by selecting the checkmark icon in the toolbar, which is always available regardless of what application you are currently working in. You also have the option to create the QIS issue directly from a document in RamBase, for instance from a production work order or from a shipping advice document. The fields that are mandatory to fill out are marked with an asterisk, but each company can decide for themselves what fields they want to be mandatory in the QHSES admin application. This will be covered in the next webinar. The following information can be added in the registration window: a descriptive title for the issue, a description of the issue in the free text field, you can select date and time the issue occurred, you can select the type of issue and the category of the issue. Both issue type and issue category are set up in the QHSES admin application. Select the department in which the issue occurred, select the employee that should have the main responsibility for the issue. The responsible person has the final say on the issue and forwards the issue to be closed or reviewed for quality assurance. Note that the responsible person can assign, for instance, the analysis of the issue to somebody else without losing the responsibility for the issue. The anonymous checkbox can be checked if the issue is to be reported anonymously. Notify when the issue is closed can be checked if you want to be notified when the issue is closed. This checkbox is only applicable if you are the creator of the issue and not available for anonymous reporting. You can also add a suggested action in this field. The employees that are responsible can consider if the suggested action should be followed up later in the process. You have two options when registering the issue. Selecting Register will register the issue and you will be redirected to the application you were working in before registration, while selecting Register and Go to Details will redirect you to the QIS application where you can view and add more details to the issue. After the issue is created, it will be in status 1 and you can fill in additional details. You can select the location where the issue occurred. You can also add a requirement reference for the issue. Here you can select multiple references if necessary, for instance an ISO quality standard, an internal procedure manual, or the Working Environment Act. These requirements are set up in the QHSES admin application. Select the person you want to assign the issue to under Assignee. This is the person that should work on the issue and could differ from the employee who is responsible for the issue. In Reported By, you can either select Employee, Customer, or Supplier as the reporter of the issue as applicable. Clicking the down arrow will let you look up and select the desired employee, customer, or supplier. In External Reference, you can add the external ID number that is reported from the customer or supplier system when they are processing the corresponding deviations and actions. Once all necessary fields are filled out, you can register the issue by pressing Register in the context menu. The issue is then set to status 2, Analyzing, and the timeline will show the issue as registered. Registering the issue will update the due date, which is the deadline for closure. This date is calculated based on a value set in the QHSES admin application. Closed will give the date on which the issue was closed, but this field will be blank as long as the issue is open. Notifications are automatically sent out to the employees set as responsible, assignee, and the one that is responsible for the selected department when the issue is registered. 1 week before deadline, there will be triggered a reminder notification, and one more the day before deadline. Under Cost Analysis, you can perform a why analysis. Select Why to add a cause. You can drill down as much as you need to get to the root cause of an issue. Select the dots to add direct and root cause. Root cause can only be added to the leaves of the cause analysis tree. You can also add actions to the cause by pressing this button. It is optional to add actions directly on the cause element, as these can be added in the Actions tab as well. The actions can be either immediate or corrective actions. Under Consequences, you can add consequences to the issue. Select Add Consequence and add the following information. Consequence area. Specify the area where the consequence occurred. Severity. Select the severity of the actual consequence of the issue. You can add a comment here if necessary. You can select Create Risk Assessment if you want to create a risk assessment for the issue. The risk assessment can be viewed and edited under Risk Assessments. When you complete the risk assessment, the risk score is calculated based on your choices of severity and likelihood. If there are several risk areas you need to assess, you will see the highest score in the main view. Under Cost, you can select Add Cost to quantify the financial cost of the issue. Specify the cost category and the cost before clicking Create. Please note that the cost selected in a QIS issue will not affect any accounts in RamBase. Under Actions, you can add Suggested, Immediate, and Corrective actions. Suggested actions will in most cases already be registered on the issue based on input from the person who reported the issue. It is, however, up to the person performing the analysis if the suggested action should be converted into an immediate or a corrective action. You can either add an existing action from another QHSES issue or any task in RamBase, or you can create a new task for the action. Add a name for the task and a description if necessary. You can set a due date for the action and assign it to any employee. These actions are visible in the timeline and can also be viewed and edited in the task application. Remember to mark the action as done when completed. You will not be able to close the issue if there are any open actions. Under Collaboration, you can add notes to the issue. These can be read by other employees working on the same issue and vice versa. You can also add email correspondence by using the new RamBase Outlook add-in. Under External Correspondence, you can create the corrective action report or non-conformance request, either deviation or concession. This is known from the QAR application. You also have a context menu option of marking the issue for non-conformance request. Under Relations, you will find a tab called Source. Here you will find information related to the source document added to the issue from anywhere in RamBase where the incident occurred or was discovered. Please note that the data in the source fields are only based on data from the source document at the time the issue was created, and these will not be updated if anything changes in the source document. In this issue, the Source tab shows the link to the shipping device the issue was created from and the corresponding customer. Source data can also be added manually if the issue is not created from a RamBase document, but directly from the QIS application. The data can, however, only be added once and cannot be updated afterwards, so please make sure to select the correct data when entering source data. Related issues allow you to link any issue to the present issue. For instance, if a similar incident has occurred. Select Add Related Issue, then select Relation Type, and the issue you want to link. You can also link to another object under the Other Relations tab. Select the object type and select the right object. Select Complete Analysis when the analysis is complete. This triggers a pop-up window that contains the checkbox for Require Review. This needs to be checked if you require a review by the responsible person before the analysis is completed. Each company can decide if the review step is mandatory or not. If it's mandatory, the checkbox will already be checked, but it can be unchecked for the given issue. If the review step is not mandatory, the checkbox will not be checked, but you can still decide to require a review for the given issue. Once you click Yes to complete analysis, the issue will be set to status 4, and then set to status 8 once the issue is in review. Select Close Issue in the context menu to close the issue and set it to status 9. Please note that all actions associated with the issue must be marked as complete in order to close the issue. The RamBase desktop now features a QHSES dashboard tab with new widgets that give information about the various QHSES issues. You can, for instance, view issues by status, by category, or over time. You can also view other useful information visualized in the form of key figures or charts. The dashboard is customizable, and so are the widgets as well. The new widgets related to this release can be found by entering the widget shop and searching for quality. That concludes the demonstration of the new application.